All righty, here we go. The DNA show, because black and blue's in our DNA. Hey, we're at you once again, and it's championship weekend. Unfortunately, no Panthers in these championship games for the weekend, but hey, we did want to talk about them uh, and get your thoughts and everyone's thoughts on who's going to win, who's going to go to the Super Bowl this weekend. I'm your host, Anthony Fan. My man alongside with me, as always, Donnie Bryant. Hey, man, even though there's no Carolina Panther football for the weekend, we always keep pounding, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, so, yes, always you can follow us on any kind of social media. We're live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Don Ant Show. And so this weekend, Donnie, as you know, man, it's championship weekend, and we got a couple teams in there. The Bengals, who was their first playoff win in like over 15 years. The Chiefs are
Yeah.
there as normal. Uh,
Yeah.
the defending Super Bowl champions were out this weekend, but instead we get the Los Angeles Rams back in it and uh, San Francisco 49ers. So there will be a California team in the Super Bowl. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, but your thoughts, man? What this weekend with those four teams remaining? What about your quick picks?
So my quick picks, I got the Chiefs beating the Bengals and I got the Rams beating the 49ers. But I do expect the best game of the weekend is probably going to be that Bengals Chiefs game. It might be a high scoring game.
Yep.
Only reason why I say the Chiefs is because they have a little bit more firepower, experience, and I think Andy Reid's too experienced to not make adjustments if they do go down. I mean, I know the Bengals got the best of the Chiefs back in the regular season, but I mean, it's the Chiefs in the playoffs. They always make the adjustments like they did against the Texans. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So for the Chiefs and the Bengals game, the Chiefs are the home team there. So this is their fourth straight AFC Championship game, winning the last two. The Bengals did play the Chiefs earlier in the season, and Bengals walked away with a 34-31 win, but the Chiefs were up 21-7 at one point. Bengals had that great comeback and won the game 34-31. Also, another stat I saw today: Mahomes is 8-0 in the playoffs against anyone not named Tom Brady. So, so he has yet to be beaten by anyone else but Tom Brady. So, could this be different here? Could the Bengals pull out that major upset, Cinderella story almost? We're not sure yet. Well, that is anything can happen in the NFL. So, but hey, one good thing I'll bring up real quick: the Carolinas have been having a great weekend. No Panther football, but Charlotte Hornets beating the Lakers last night. Canes have been winning. I think they're probably the best team in NHL at the moment. And hey, right now, I believe, what time is it? 2:16. The Carolina Tar Heels are playing NC State. So all kind of sports going on in the Carolinas. Only thing we're missing is Carolina Panther football.
in the playoffs,
Yeah, in the playoffs. But for the Rams and 49ers, real quick, uh, they're in the same division. They're both in the NFC West. Rams are 0-2 against the Niners this year. Could they make it 0-3? Um, Also, the the Niners were able to get to the Rams, sacking Stafford 7 times in their past two meetings. They sacked Stafford 7 times, and they only blitzed him 12% of the time, a little bit over 12% of the time. So that means their four defensive linemen, when they're just four down, they're still able to get to him. That shows how good both of the boys are. So could that be another factor that the Rams finally pull it off when it matters? So that'll be a great one. So you said your vote was Rams Chiefs, Donnie, correct?
Yeah, I got the Rams and Chiefs going all the way.
Okay.
Probably see. I think the last big game they had against each other was that Monday night football game, and I think it was like they had. Well, honestly, I think it's one of the greatest Monday night football games of all time. It was Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes battling, and that was a young Patrick Mahomes, like when he first, started getting his, what I'm saying, starting to get the reps under him and starting to get the game of football adjusted into his everyday routine. But I mean, I do think that this matchup right here between Burrow and Mahomes is going to be the next. Everyone's going to go crazy, but I think it's going to be the next Brady type Manning kind of matchup we'll be seeing in
Yeah.
the AFC for a very long time. Both kind of got the game early on in their careers. I mean, there really wasn't no big hiccup. I mean, only hiccup one of them had was Joe Burrow, and the injury. I mean, other than that, he was playing exceptionally well prior
Yeah.
to him getting injured and tearing his ACL. But man, like those two guys are. I mean, yeah, Josh Allen's in that realm. I'm not eliminating Josh Allen from that picture, but I think with just quarterback intangibles, naturally, I think Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, or my fault, yeah, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes have those two just natural factors that just put them at the top of the realm, kind of like a Peyton Manning and
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Hot take, I know, but that's just what I see when I watch them play. I mean, they're just so young and they get it so early on. It took Josh Allen about 2 or 3 years to finally get everything down, which is good. He's still very young. So
Yeah. Yeah. So
AFC's got a lot of promise.
yeah, for sure. It we have been kind of having difficulties today with the program that we use to go live and stuff. So if it freezes or stops, stick with us. We'll come right back live. So don't worry about that. But hey, in the meantime, we do want you to call in. It is championship weekend. You see the phone number there, 910-912-7545. Give us your picks. So we'll have a tally, and at the end of the day, at the end of this live, we'll see what everyone thinks all together. So, but so far, let's see here. Pull it up here. Who wins? There you see on your screen the tally, the Bengals and the Chiefs, and the Rams in San Francisco. I'll update that here momentarily with my vote and Donnie's vote, and I think we will probably agree on the same there with with what team can do what. I think I'm going to say Rams and Chiefs myself. I also saw that Cooper Kupp, who's the standout receiver in LA, struggles against defensive or excuse me zone defenses. Yeah, so that's always worked. And remember that Carolina Panther, who was pretty good zone corner, Josh Norman, is also in the 49ers. Is he the starting corner, Donnie? Do you know? Is he number one, number two,
I
number
think
three?
I think he's like either the third or fourth guy, but they're probably gonna be
Okay.
playing like a lot of dime and stuff. I think. I mean, but I think a big factor in why the Rams beat the 49 or the 49ers beat the Rams back at home prior to the playoffs was the fact that the Rams didn't have Cam Akers. I mean, that's their star running back. He tore his Achilles like early on in the offseason. And of course, the Achilles tear gone for about almost a year. And he actually just made his playoff debut. It was in the wild card game, man. He played exceptionally well, and I mean that's going to be a difference maker now that they put him back into the scheme, and they have a double running back system with him and Michelle, and I think that's going to be a tough thing for the 49ers to kind of get used to now because now they got two guys to worry about, and Cam Akers can catch the ball, so I think that's going to be problematic for the 49ers. And I hate to just brush off the 49ers because they have a lot of talent. Obviously,
Yeah.
Debo Samuel. I mean, honestly, he deserves some sort of award, whether it be offensive player of the year. I mean, even MVP. I mean, he's playing receiver and running back. That's not common at all. I mean, Cordell Patterson's like the least guy, or the most common guy I've seen that be done by. At least I can remember. But
Yeah.
so I mean, the only reason why I don't think the 49ers can do it is especially due to Jimmy Garoppolo's inconsistencies. I mean, he's just one of. I mean, he's not a horrible quarterback. I mean, they're in the playoffs. He knows how to win games. I just think a lot of it goes with good schematic, preparations by their coach, Kyle Shanahan. He just knows what he's doing. And also, one thing that a lot of people may not think, or people who may not know football as well, or people may not see it because it's not as common. George Kittle is a huge factor too for them because he's basically an extension to an offensive line. I mean, obviously him being a tight end, yeah, but like he can block like offensive guard or offensive tackle. I mean, so they can just really run the ball wherever they want to run. Then of course they got Trent Williams, a future Hall of Famer, on the left side. They got Alex Mack playing center, and of course they got probably my favorite offensive lineman, free agent coming into the offseason, Laken Tomlinson, who's been playing really well. So they honestly, if they wanted to, I think they could just run the ball right now. But
Yeah.
but I mean, then again, you look at the Rams defense. I mean, they're starting to click. I mean, you got Von Miller, finally catching on to the scheme and getting back into football shape. And now, of course, you already know what you need. With Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's going to give you that endless pressure, the relentless energy. He's going to get back in the backfield. He's going to be disruptive. So I just don't see the 49ers being able to beat the Rams, especially as well as their defense is starting to come together. And of course, Jalen Ramsey too. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Jalen Ramsey does. Like, because I don't know what the 49ers are going to do with Debo. I don't know if he's going to be run the ball. I don't know if he's going to. I don't know. He may have a 50-50 priority, but regardless, I got the Rams beating the 49ers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got a couple people in the chat. A lot of people already been saying Bob the Builder, Bengals upset and Rams win. Ron Burgundy. he says Bengals 42-38. Interesting. And San Francisco 2017. He said book it. Bob the Builder has come back in. He has said 35-31 Bengals as his score. What about Rams and Niners? What is your score there? I'm sure he's coming up with it here soon. Yeah. Bob the Builder says Rams 24-17. Yeah, both of the guys in the chat, all the games close, and I believe that too. No matter
They will
what,
be.
yeah, they're all close.
They will be.
And Samantha Fan, I think I know who that is. She says Bengals and Rams. So, which is
That'll be a good
surprising.
one too.
Yeah. Which is surprising. I've told her, I said, hey, you don't want somebody in the division winning the Super Bowl. I wouldn't want the Bucks, the Saints, or the Falcons doing anything in the Super Bowl.
Right.
You go against them. We don't want them to be able to argue against you. Well, we got a Super Bowl, which I've heard. I've already heard from Saints and
we
Bucks
already
fans.
have a disadvantage with the Bucks. And Saints,
yeah, exactly. So, but she says, well, her thinking is, well, we can say we lost to the Super Bowl champions. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean that's some good closure.
Sure, but still, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see Tampa. Don't want to see Saints. Don't want to see Falcons. Anybody else? But
yeah, I mean, the Bengals are a threat. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm writing off, because I do, like I said, on my Facebook post, I'm a huge Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase guy, the LSU guys. LSU's my favorite college football team, and I mean, they might be able to slide one out. For me, I just think that Andy Reid and his staff, and of course that roster and the personality he has, just has the capability to adapt. Early on, they struggled. I mean, you remember early on in the season. I mean, the Chiefs were struggling, man. I mean, everyone started to write them off a little earlier, than anticipated. Patrick Mahomes started getting to his groove a little bit, and I don't know, man. Just veteran coaching like that. And of course, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is already a veteran to me. I mean, he plays like a veteran. He knows how to win.
Yeah.
He's got, Hall of Fame caliber, accolades soon to come. And of course, he's got, I think, Hall of Fame talent. So Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes maybe, battling out for years to come. And of course, Josh Allen too, right beside him.
So. Yeah. I just showing your screen. So far, the votes have been tallied up. Tell us in the chat. Call in and tell us your personal opinion, but tell us in the chat or send us a pigeon, whatever. However you want to tell us. We got 3 people so far saying Bengals, 2 people saying Chiefs, 4 people with the Rams, 1 person for San Fran. So if it were to end now, we'd have a Bengals Rams Super Bowl.
That'd be a great Super Bowl too.
Yeah, sure.
Might be a shootout. Who knows?
Yeah, any scenario is going to be good. This is first time in a long time, I guess, because there's no Tom Brady, but the first time in a long time, it's like a pretty good playoffs. Pretty good playoffs. And I guess I guess that's with Brady, not being there. That kind of helps. You don't want to see the same person win over and over and over. I think that's why Jeff Gordon was hated in like NASCAR. I guess. Oh, we got us a call. Hold on, just a second here. Hey, you're on with the Diane Anthony show. Where you from, and who are you?
What's up, John and Anthony? This is
What's up, man?
Austin from Durham.
My man
Coming in hot.
Austin. Yes,
Austin.
First time,
Good
long
man.
time.
my man. What's
What's
going
up,
on?
y'all?
Hey, man.
How you been,
Finally,
man?
we have some decent information on the world of football coming out on YouTube. Finally, thank you, fellas, for putting it.
It's our
I gotta
pleasure,
say
man.
though, give me your infinite football wisdom here. Now, as strong as the 49ers defense is, which they are a extremely good defense. I mean, we all saw that in the past 2 weeks. How does Jimmy G keep getting this team to win? I don't think anybody expected the 49ers to go this far, go up against Rodgers, beat the Rams just to get into the playoffs. How do you see this? Everybody's saying that the Illuminati has got the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. But how has Jimmy G been able to do this with that offense?
That's true, Donnie. Thoughts on that?
Well, for me, I mean, honestly, first off, Austin, how you doing, man? For I answer that.
What's up, bro?
Doing well. I haven't heard from you in a while, man. I hope you're doing good.
Back at you. Same to you.
Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, so for me, it's a variety of things. I think Kyle Shanahan kind of know what he had in Jimmy Garoppolo when they made that trade. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't going to really threaten you with his arm too much. I mean, he can make some throws, but I just think the offense is tailored around him making those quick throws. And also, he has a very, very good offensive line, which allows them to run the ball, and it takes a little bit of pressure off him having to make those harder throws. And also, the year they went to the Super Bowl, he was only averaging like 7 yards per pass, and they had like 3 running backs being able to just slice and dice all across the field. So to answer your question, I think a lot of it's good. Yeah, exactly. So I was going to say a lot of it's good schematic, philosophy type things with Shanahan. And I mean, he's able to ride on a good defense, and he's got the personnel receiver and running back wise kind of take a lot of pressure off of him. So he has a lot of help. He's not a bad player. He was trained by Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, so he's been prepped for these situations. But if you put him somewhere else, I think he'll struggle. But yeah, those are my reasons why I think. But hey, do you have any reasons as to why he's made it? I mean, hopefully not the Illuminati. I hope not.
No.
Let's hope not.
I was just sitting. Yeah, exactly. But actually got a chance. It wasn't working, so I actually got to watch both. All the rounds of the playoffs. I'm sitting there, how does he do it?
It's a good weekend too.
You got Deebo Samuel. You've got Deebo Samuel on your team. You're going to score some points because the man is just
for sure,
he's ridiculous.
Talented guy.
Sure.
But here's another question. Well, my last question before I stop bothering you guys.
You're good, man.
even if the 49ers go to the Super Bowl and win, do you think Jimmy G will still be a 49er next year?
Yeah, because there has been talk of Carolina looking at him, and with Ben McAdoo coming in, he like you said, Donnie, he is he wasn't too high as Sam Darnold coming out of college. No. So could our eyes be on Jimmy G or whatnot? But hey, real quick though, I think Jimmy G's been pretty good after his little date with that adult star a while back. So.
Boy, he's got his confidence back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I mean, honestly, though, Austin. Yo, go ahead. Yeah.
No, you're for you first, man. You got better stuff to say.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. To answer your question, I think Shanahan's wanting to see what they could do with Trey Lance. I mean, they picked him pretty high. I'm pretty sure if he could do this with Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm sure he could do it with Trey Lance. I don't know if you're familiar with Trey Lance. He's really, really young. Oh, yeah. He's got a good arm, and he can move well too. But I think there's going to be some.
He got some snaps this year too.
He did.
They tried to do the 2 QB thing for a while, and he did pretty well. So
right, he did. I just think Jimmy's going to have like a lot of suitors, and someone may be willing to give him that offer that they probably can't refuse. I mean, and I'm sure they are going to want to get a little younger and have someone that actually make those tougher throws that Jimmy might not be able to make down the stretch. So that's my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it, Anthony. That's just kind of what I think.
Yeah, right, the same. So, any date with a woman like that will make you play a little better, think better, change your life, get married. Happened to
Jimmy
me.
G's going for that bag, man.
Shut up, Kira Mia, man.
Love it. Well, hey, man, y'all keep it up. This is the best stream on YouTube, man.
I
I appreciate it, man.
that,
Hey,
Austin.
And
last question for you, Austin. What your picks,
yeah.
real quick.
Tell you the truth, I like how Burrow and the Bengals are playing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you also can't write off Kansas City playing at home in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what they did to the Bills. I mean, the number one defense in the league, and they were just putting up points on them.
It's loud.
I do like
too.
Burrow. I like Burrow and Chase, that combo. I think the Chiefs are going to end up making it to the Super Bowl.
France.
As far as Rams 49ers, I have no idea. I think the Rams are going to be out for blood to avenge that last week loss, even though they were already in the playoffs. But I think they know how to beat them now if they want. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Matthew Stafford versus Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl, that the new age versus the old age, stuff like that. So, yeah, it'd be a good one.
Well, I was going to.
But at this point,
Good, Austin. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying at this point, I don't know. It's up in the air.
Yeah. So, but it sounds like Chiefs Rams if you were to vote.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of people are comparing Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford because they tend to make those sidearm crazy throws like without looking. They're really talented throwing the ball. So that'll be a really good game to watch if it comes down to that. But I mean, I agree with your picks. You're a smart man.
Sometimes, not all the time. Still got laid off. So what can I do? Right, Anthony, my boy.
Well, I was always the last guy to finish my test, so I mean, I got picked on a lot for,
It's all good, bro. But hey, man, y'all keep up the good work with the show, man. The best stream on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to your Super Bowl show next week, y'all.
Yes, sir. Thanks for calling in, man. Good to hear from you.
Appreciate the call, man.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
What a fantastic young man. Austin
Smart
House
guy too.
was a old colleague of mine, and actually trained at the job I work at now. He's the one who trained me, taught me everything that I know today, and good friend. Actually, we used to live in the same apartment complex. So, and his daughter just turned 10, and beautiful little girl he has, and just a good dude overall, man. So appreciate the call, my young
appreciate
friend.
That, Austin. Appreciate all the kind words, man.
You're the man with a plan. Hey, there was someone as we were talking that had a question. Sorry, it took let's see, go back here. Somebody in the chat, Ron Burgundy. Everyone's got they don't have their real names. So some of these I'm starting to figure out who these may be, but maybe I'm not sure. I don't want to say. Who do you guys think is better, Cam or Joe Burrow? I guess now, are we talking recent Cam? Or are we talking prime Cam? Are we talking overall? Take it all in, or what? I wanna see. Oh, did Brady just retire?
Did he?
That's what someone in the.
Hold on. Let's see.
Or are they playing with us?
No, yeah, he retired. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Hanging it on up. Well, at least we got someone in the division back. I mean, he had us in the chokehold for a while. So, but yeah,
we're all rebuilding. Everybody's rebuilding now.
Oh yeah. Hey, did they elaborate? Now, do they want to talk overall, quarterback play? I mean, if so, I'll be honest. Say, I mean, Joe Burrow's got intangibles that Cam doesn't as a passer. Now, what I'm saying is that, I mean, if you look at it and what I've seen so far and what I've seen of Joe Burrow, I mean, he might end up having a better career than Cam. It's a tough thing for me to say because at the end of the day, as a dual threat quarterback, your passing stats, it's going to be a lot harder to have like 50,000 passing yards and 50,000 passing yards and 50,000 rushing yards or, whatever. It's as a dual threat quarterback, a lot of those guys, I mean, it's kind of hard, but pure passing and just intangibles as a pure passer, I give it to Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow might end up being better than Campbell. It's a tough one for me to say.
Mike Concho says Joe Burrow, new Brady. Maybe. He's got
Yeah,
got 7 Super Bowls to win. But that's such a tough because
it is.
even though I think Jordan is better than LeBron, there's a great argument out there that LeBron's better than Jordan, and he doesn't have 6 championships, and it's such a deep
It is a hard one,
discussion.
but
Same thing with but
I
that's why I was leading the Cam and Jabro thing. They're almost so. Cam is just a complete different quarterback. If you look at their body of work, of course you're probably going to say Burrow, but we're talking a dual threat quarterback, and also who we could go on. Me and Donnie could go on for hours about this, but
yeah,
also he went to a franchise that didn't really build around him like they should have. They did a
right,
little, but
exactly,
they gave him a great
exactly.
defense. I'll give you that, but the line was off and on his entire career. What's the stat, Donnie? Through his 9 years with us, he had like an insane amount of different
Offensive
offensive
line
linemen.
shifting in
Yeah,
combinations. It's probably up in upper 20s, I think.
yeah,
And I just
yeah,
kind of want to bounce off what you're saying real quick.
yeah.
I've been pretty adamant in making it a case that we didn't really get a chance to see Cam's true full potential due to us not surrounding him with outside threats. Not Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen, Hall of Fame caliber player. I don't care what anyone says. Whatever. I think he's a Hall of Fame caliber tight. Excuse me, Hall of Fame caliber tight end. And as far as the outside weapons, we really didn't. I mean, he got Steve Smith, briefly, and then we waited till 29. Cam was 29 to get DJ Moore. We passed up on a lot of guys, but at the end of their careers, if we're talking pure quarterback play and no running involved, Joe Burrow will probably end up being better than Cam, and that hurts me to say, but I had to be realistic.
But we've always been a realist. We've always said
Yeah, absolutely,
we,
absolutely. It's tough for me
we
to say, but you gotta,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
But we've never said that Cam's the greatest quarterback of all time. He probably
no. He's the most criticized quarterback of all time and probably the most misunderstood. And what I mean by misunderstood is you have to be a Panthers fan to really, or a football savant. Not saying that I am, but I'm saying if you're not a Panthers fan, you have to be a football savant. What I mean by that, you have to know what the organization's done, what kind of personnel we put around them. And I encourage a lot of people to take a deeper glimpse into it. Like I said, and I've said before on one of our previous lives, Cam's never had the pure, pocket passing or pure throwing intangibles with footwork and the way he throws the ball. It's not as pure as Patrick Mahomes. It's not as pure as, a Peyton Manning. So it's unfortunate, but I would have to, go with Joe Burrow because I mean, look what he's done in his second year. He's going to the, AFC Championship game. That's big. Yeah. But they're also two different situations, two different types of quarterbacks. But yeah.
Ron Burgundy in the chat says, with Tom Brady now gone, a little heartbreak, do you guys think if given the opportunity, Cam Newton could lead the Panthers to the division title? And then Bob, the builder after that, says they would need to resign him first, correct? Yeah, we would have to resign him first. But even if we resign him, we could take the 49ers approach and sign the right things, but just it's so tough to say. It actually almost reminds me of 2015, which ended up being a fantastic year for us. Probably one of the best years in all of the NFL. 15-1 season. But I remember in the preseason or before the season started, Kelvin Benjamin went down. And we were like, well,
Kelvin Benjamin went down towards ACL. Yep.
We were like, that's it for Panther football. But then guess what?
Because
15-1.
Exactly.
So, but judging now, it doesn't look good. But who knows, man? It's the NFL. You just never know. Just never know.
Yeah,
what
I mean,
can happen.
I think this point in Cam's career, you got to put an offensive line around him. I mean, I'm not saying everyone's just say he's injury prone. I mean, and you could make that argument now. I mean, but you have to put an offensive line around him and allowing him, get through his progressions because that's just the way he plays as a quarterback. I mean, if you want to load the box and you want to force Cam to throw, I mean, it's going to be a little tougher. I have to admit these things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a little tougher.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened in the Super Bowl. So, but no, I still, like I said, I'm always gonna be the biggest Cam Newton advocate. I mean, it's him, it's Steve Smith, Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly. Those are the guys. I'm gonna go to war for all my Panther players. Those are three guys, man. And of course, Thomas Davis playing in there, J-Pep. But I can go on. But those are like five guys that I'm really, really sensitive over. But hey, I put my bias aside and have to admit that Cam didn't quite live up, unfortunately, to that number one overall pick, and there's a lot of players that didn't. Um, there's a lot of players that didn't. Now
There's
he
so much.
accomplished so.
There's so much going on in the chat. I can't even keep up.
What's going on?
Somebody, Ron says, personally, I think Cam has 413 written all over him respectfully. Bob says, wow, the disrespect for Cam is real from Rom. Mike Concha, I think Cam would have way higher than 413 disrespectfully. I think he matters.
Well, I mean, like,
Bob says Cam could definitely lead the Panthers to at least 10 win season if he has given a full off season. Ron said,
yeah, I mean,
okay,
I think so. I think so. But
somebody's going.
Would you
back and forth? They're going back and forth. I can't even keep up. I'm sorry.
Would you mind if I elaborated on what I said about not living up to the number one pick?
For sure.
So when you're the number one overall pick, they want you to have a career like Tom Brady. I mean, I'm not saying Tom Brady was the number one overall pick, but
sure.
I mean, Tom Brady lived and played almost an impeccable career where, I mean, he had almost zero failure. It felt like, I mean, he lost some Super Bowls, yeah, but I mean, he accomplished so much. So Peyton Manning as well. I mean, they accomplished so much.
It's almost a Jordan LeBron argument where, well, he don't have a championship.
Exactly. Like,
even though I think we both think Jordan is better, but
yeah,
to be
but
fair,
you can make that case because LeBron is a very, very talented passer as well. Whereas we didn't see all the passing from Jordan.
Exactly.
I gotta be, and I'm a Kobe fan. I've got too many arguments in my lifetime, but with the Cam thing, he's still a great football player. I hate the amount of criticism he gets. There is a lot of eyes on him at all times, and but again, like I say, with the dual threat quarterback, I mean, you got to look at the rushing stats too because that affects the game as well. But yeah, that's what I meant. It's hard to live to the number one overall pick because they want you to have 60,000 yards passing and
for sure
7, 8 all pros. But anyway, what's going on?
You see me laughing. I think I know who this person is, and I'm curious who they are.
Tell them to give us a hint.
Bob, are you a Rams fan? Bob the Builder. I think I know if it is, it may be who I'm thinking it is. Who knows? Anyway, he asked me what kind of shampoo I use. Head and Shoulders, sir. I really don't need to use much either. You see this here? Cut it. That's craziness. I love it. Hey, I love it. Hey, real quick. Real quick to show you the tally so far where everyone's voted between me and Donnie and our caller Austin. Thanks for calling in again, man. Our people in the chat, everyone. Tell us your vote.
I can only imagine the crazy.
It's crazy. You ought to pull up.
I see your eyes just
pull up on your iPad. Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking down and looking. In a minute, I'm gonna be looking back like I did last time. But so far,
I'm like, down here on live. Good Lord, I'm coughing.
Go to his funeral, people. So hey, who wins? Tell us your vote in the chat or call in and tell us even more deep. So far, it's tied up with the Bengals and the Chiefs, 3-3, and a lot of people going for saying the Rams are going to do it. Five votes for the Rams, only one for San Francisco.
Oh, shucky ducky.
It's quack. So far, the Rams have taken a good strong lead to represent the NFC. We don't know yet. I think a lot of people want to see that Cinderella type story. I don't know if you could really call it Cinderella story because they are good and stuff, but that underdog team, there you go. And the underdog team of the Bengals, young underdog team of the Bengals beating the really very well experienced Kansas City Chiefs. So yeah, wouldn't it be crazy? All these votes, we see Bengals, San Francisco, the two biggest underdogs in all of the playoffs, to go to the Super Bowl. That would be a fantastic Super Bowl, Bengals and San Francisco. But like I said earlier, no matter what, it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a pretty good Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs may make not make it boring, but since we've seen them twice in the bowl already, or twice more than that. Tampa and the Chiefs were the two teams you didn't really want to see in the Super Bowl just because you've seen it before. Tampa's out. Chiefs still have that chance, but Bengals going in and San Francisco Rams we saw in the Super Bowl not too long ago. San Francisco, last time we saw them in the Super Bowl was against the Ravens, and lights went out. And Ravens still were able to pull it off. So far, those are.
I wonder how Bruce Arians is feeling.
What's that?
I said, I wonder how Bruce Arians is feeling. He's probably like, damn. Because they're low, or well, I mean, their draft pick is way back, probably like 20 something.
Yeah,
so he's probably like, shit.
So, but hey, yeah, call in if you guys want to give your opinion. You see the number there, 910-912-7545, or follow us. Ron Burgundy said Bruce Arians is feeling like she'll eat Donnie. Bob says tall task ahead of Burrow and the Bengals, considering Mahomes has been in this situation multiple times already in his young career. And that's what I was saying. I was saying the Chiefs have so much experience in the playoffs. They're probably going to pull it off. The experienced teams always wins. Not always, but most of the time they'll win. But Tom Brady's the most experienced out of everybody. He's still.
What did Ron Burgundy say? What did he say about Bruce Arians?
Bruce Arians is feeling like she'll eat Donnie. With 3 crying faces.
Can you just imagine how he found out like just a few minutes ago? He probably called, hey man, I'm done. Huh? You shitting me?
How is this? Jesse?
Hey, he's gonna be ringing the doorbell like Hank, or not Hank, but Walter. Jesse. He's going to Tom Brady's house right now. Right now.
Quit playing on the phone.
That's crazy.
I say Head and Shoulders. That's what I use. My man Ron. Head and Shoulders. You should know. You've seen me. What? Anyway,
Huh?
Bob said he probably wants to slap Brady on the head and catch another fine. I like it. For sure.
Man, that's crazy though. I mean, it's one of those things where you feel like the day's never going to come just because he keeps playing at a high level. I mean, he's balling this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's made so many. He's accomplished so much. I mean, 7 rings as a player, that's going to be hard to overcome.
Let me ask you this, Donnie. This is a thought I had this weekend because I saw that old video of Ron. It was in a Pittsburgh game after that famous video of Ron Rivera in the locker room with the Panthers cussing everybody in there.
Dante.
Yeah, well, he was GD this and just cussing everybody out. He punched him in the effing mouth and all that stuff.
Seriously, I thought I heard something outside.
Huh? I bet the horses say you live next to.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And then I started thinking, man, we're missing that fire. It was actually on Twitter I saw, which you can follow us at Don Ant Show, DONANT Show. And I said, man, we're missing a fire like that. Matt Rule doesn't do that, but not all coaches get fired up like that, and some do. Do you think it matters to have a coach that is fired up like that all the time, or do you think we need a coach like that? Of course we don't. I know, of course, we want to get rid of Matt Rule and we don't need him. But the next coach, is it necessary to have a coach who is fired up? Like, you need to punch him in the mouth. Yeah, Matt first. Like a Coach John Brown. Shout out Coach John Brown. He used to coach Independence College in Kansas. If you haven't seen on Netflix, name of the show, Donnie. Last Chance You. Coach John Brown was a white dude from Compton.
Season 3.
White dude from Compton, and freaking boy.
Yes, sir. Oh no, better. You hired me.
Shut the F up. So yeah, you have to watch that. So, do we need a coach like that?
To answer your question, I think so. And I mean, it needs to be a good veteran coach too. I mean, like I said, the game's going in a younger trend with coaching, which is fine. I mean, Sean McVay's a young coach. You got Kyle Shanahan, he's a young coach, and then Matt LaFleur. Who am I missing? I mean, Zach Taylor, I think that's his name from the Bengals. Their head coach. I mean, he's young. That's fine, right? I mean, but you have to be a young coach that can lead. I mean, Sean McVay, you see how energized he is on the sidelines. I mean, the dude was sprinting into the end zone when they scored against the 49ers, like one of the last games of the season. I mean, he's just,
Yeah.
you need an energetic coach, right? You don't need a coach that's just going, hey, guys, come on, let's go. Like me, I want a mass motivator. Like, I want someone that's going to be that you can see it on the side. Like, yeah, at first, for years, I was like, man, Ron never does anything on song. He just sits there. But he's very strict and stern. He's just sitting there like this with his
I've
headset
seen
on.
I've seen him yell at the refs before, but that's about
Me
it.
too, me too, me
Yeah.
too. But like players, I mean, I think there was one time we had a guy on the team's name was like Armani Smith, and he had like two penalties on special teams, and Steve Smith got him in. Steve Smith was cussing him, and then he walked him over to Ron Rivera cussing him. But these guys are a lot older than college players, right? I mean, like I was telling someone yesterday at work, like you can't have the same philosophy in college, coaching wise, as you would in the in the NFL, because these guys have already made it. These guys have already accomplished what they wanted to do. All these first, second rounders, all these big time free agents, they've accomplished everything that they wanted to accomplish in life. So I mean, when you're like, trying to run things like a college program, it's not going to work. It didn't work for Chip Kelly. It didn't work. It didn't work for Pete Carroll the first time. It doesn't work for some people the first time. But Pete Carroll is a very passionate coach. Hargrove, before he went back to Michigan, was a very passionate coach. Tony Dungy, I mean, I didn't really see him act out as much. I mean, but you could tell the players respected him. I mean, Flores, I mean, I heard he's a passionate coach. I mean, I don't know, man. For me, that just helps. And lastly, Dan Campbell from the Lions. I mean, you see these guys, they're playing for their coaches. They're playing to the very last snap of the game, and that's what I don't see from us. I see us giving up.
Yeah, and they play for each other too. And
absolutely,
I don't care because I think was it Paradis? There's one of the offensive linemen early in the year. They said, "Do you believe in Sam Darnold?" And he said, "Oh yeah, 100%." I'm like, bullshit. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Because this past weekend there's a Mick Mixon interview, who's a longtime radio announcer for the Panthers who just retired. They did an interview with him, and he talked about Jake Delhomme, and he was like, find one of the offensive linemen to say something bad about Jake Delhomme. He said they loved that dude, and they played for him, and they protected him, and that's another thing we're missing. That you saw how happy Robbie Anderson was when we signed Cam, even though it didn't turn out right, whatnot, and things didn't go what we thought. But Robbie Anderson's up there with him, just smiling, just happy. They loved each other. They didn't even have chemistry yet, But hey, somebody in the chat.
That's what a leader does.
Yeah. What about Bruce Arians in Carolina? What do you think, Bruce Arians in Carolina?
I mean, yeah. So I think Bruce Arians would be a good coach wherever he goes. I mean, he turned Arizona around when he went there. He was a good filling coach for the Colts. They did a lot of good things. I mean, I like Bruce Arians as a coach. Now his his coaching style may not rub well with players nowadays like that. It's some players are a little bit more sensitive. I mean, Vernon Davis and Mike Singletary. I mean, they fought on the sideline. They almost fought on the sideline. Yeah. So it just depends on he's a good coach, and he hires a really good staff. And I like his philosophy as a coach too. One thing I like about Bruce is that there was an interview one time. He was like, if anybody on my staff chooses football over family, I will fire you on the spot. And he was like, if there's dance recitals for your daughter, if your child's graduating, you go to that. And if I find out that you skip out on those things and you choose football over family, then you're done with me because it's family over football. It's tight knit over there now with the whole saga with AB and him calling out Tom Brady. I mean, that's just what you get as a coach from Bruce. He's an old school coach, very old school. I think Brian Flores is an old school coach. Brian Flores, Bill Belichick, Arians, Ron Rivera's old school. I mean, those guys are from some of them from the 70s, man. They got their start as like, and not 70s, okay, that's a little far back, but like mid 80s. A lot of those guys got their start with either as a player or as a coach or intern. So, and it's good to bring that kind of realm of coaching to this level because it still shows that there's still some passion in the game. It's not all flashy. It's flashy, yeah, and that's good. But the flashiness is led by good coaching. I think that's a good combination. But yeah, if Bruce Arians want to come to Carolina, absolutely. He can turn things around.
Yeah, for sure.
Good coach. He's a good coach. Sean Payton's a good coach.
Somebody said that UNC is beating State. I have to see for
Good.
myself. I'm pulling that up now on my phone, but here we go. On commercial right now. But yeah, so hey, yeah, go Hills. Me and Donnie are very big Tar Heel fans as well. You see the Panther behind me right here. There's a wall right here above my head. You can't really see, but there's a big Tar Heel fat head as well. So Panthers and Tar Heels.
Who's your
And
favorite Tar Heel of all time? So I can remember.
basketball,
Yeah, basketball. Yeah,
I was a big Kendall Marshall guy.
Kendall Marshall.
I like
Okay,
the way
yeah,
he
I was a Raymond
passed.
Felton guy.
Felton, the man. Um, I just like the way he passed the ball. He would always because my favorite point guard of all time in the NBA is Jason Kidd, and I like the way he passed and got the ball up the court real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Kendall Marshall was the same thing. He threw the ball down the court real fast, and his passes were really. I don't know. I liked how he found the open man all the time.
Underrated Tar Heel for sure. Underrated
Yeah,
Tar Heel
yeah,
for sure.
and probably
Not a
the
lot of
most.
people know about Kendall
Yeah,
Marshall. Yeah,
probably the most underrated for sure. Yeah, I think he's on the staff now, or he was on the staff or something like
is
that.
he?
I think I always see him on the bench. I think, so he's probably doing something. I have to look. It's bad that I don't know that, but yeah, a lot of people like Kendall Marshall of all the Tar Heels that's ever played. Yeah, the people are saying now, Michael Jordan. Yeah, the GOAT went to UNC.
um,
Come on. Yeah, I know, but the GOAT, of course, people don't realize Jordan was good in college as well, but I guess his NBA run was so crazy that it kind of overshadowed his
yeah.
college career, other than the big shot that he hit at college. But yeah, that's like the typical answer, I guess Jordan would say. But what about you, Donnie? Who's your you Raymond Felton. You already said Raymond Felton, right?
Yeah, for me, it'd probably be Raymond Felton and
Yeah.
Man, Raymond Felton, and I really did for a while. I mean, I like the way Marcus Page played, man. I mean,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
he's not my favorite. I mean, but I did enjoy watching him play. I mean, that crazy ass shot he hit, and that game that we lost. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But now Raymond Felton's always been my number one. Just me being in first grade watching the games and you remember Kathy up the street that used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to Kathy Turner for real. She's great people. She's a Carolina fan. My dad was a Duke fan. I remember watching back when Sheldon Williams was playing. I don't know if you remember him. Powerful, yeah. JJ Redick, yeah. So I just remember them dueling it out. But yeah, Raymond Felton, he was also my guy in college.
So your top two, Felton and Page. I'd have to go Kendall Marshall and I like Ty Lawson a lot, and just
I like Todd too.
Honorable mention because, and you probably don't even know or remember just because we're the difference in age. The first Tar Heel I think I ever fall in love with is Okalaja. He was a guy who could hit threes, and I just remember watching him with my dad when I was really little. So look him up. He probably can't spell his name. I can't spell it. So I don't even know what to tell you to look up. He was a good old Tar Heel. Somebody said, "What about Vince?" Yeah.
Yeah, Vince definitely. I mean, I call him more in the NBA because I wasn't even born. I think when he started college, or he. I don't know. I forgot what year Vince was drafted, but I was actually able to see Vince's NBA career. I like Vince in the NBA.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I like Ty Lawson too. Ty Lawson was a good ball player. Tyler Hansborough, but I even go back to Marvin Williams in college. I mean, he didn't have the NBA career a lot of people had, but because he was like the second pick.
Yeah.
He ended up being a six man his whole career, which is okay. I mean, one of my favorite players of all time, Lee Williams. He's a six man. So.
Yeah, and a lot of people unfortunately kind of fell to the wayside. That whole 2003,
especially Sean May, man. That was sad
Sean
to see
May,
what happened to Sean May. He didn't ever pan out, man.
Who's on the staff now? He's definitely on the staff at Carolina, like an assistant coach.
That Charlotte Bobcats team should have been a lot better. Like you remember because Raymond Felton and Sean May went to Charlotte.
Both of them.
They didn't do anything, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Raymond was a role player in the NBA. I mean, he wasn't. Never had like one season where like.
McCants went to Timberwolves and didn't do anything.
Man, I don't even talk about that guy. Yeah, get him out of here.
He's kind of shunned in Carolina because he told on everybody.
But look, man.
If
I
Jordan
hate to
played
make
today,
this
what do you think
statement.
he would average?
Shoot, man, Jordan probably averaging maybe 30 plus.
30 plus.
Just too skilled, man. Too skilled. You can't touch
He
him.
is.
I mean,
Well,
just can't even a mid range all game.
He's got something you can't teach, and that's he's going to kill. He wants you to die on the court.
He does.
He wants you to like f you. I'm going to kill you right here in front of God and everybody.
Hey, I was wanting to say real quick, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
As you know, I obviously played for the Bucks. I mean, he played most of his career in Tampa, or in New England. But I just want to give a shout out to Tom Brady, man. We really got a chance to see greatness.
Yeah.
I think he was at least my era is Michael Jordan of football. Just seeing what he did all the way up. See, I wasn't able to watch Jerry Rice play. I mean, I caught Jerry Rice and killing his career. So I mean, honestly, I always thought it was. I mean, it was either Tom Brady or Jerry Rice as being the greatest football players ever. But yeah, shout out to Tom Brady though, man.
Yeah.
It was. I've never been a Tom Brady guy, but I always gave him his respect.
Yeah,
what he's been able to do for
credit
extended amount of time, and yeah, absolutely. So shout out to Tom Brady on a just a wonderful career, legendary career. He deserves all the respect. He's going to be joined with some elite company in Kent. A lot of guys should be in Kent, aka Steve Smith. I'm pretty pissed off about that.
My wife might kill me for this, but Ben Roethlisberger too. He just retired, so
yeah. Shout out Ben Roethlisberger too, man.
Two goats, two great players retiring.
Two guys we grew up watching,
Yeah.
Whether we liked them or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody asked, Bob asked, do you guys think Tom Brady will ever coach in the NFL?
Probably not. He's probably done in the NFL. His wife probably doesn't want him around a football anymore.
Actually, Ron in chat has a good question. Is Tom Brady a greater football player than LeBron is a basketball player? Well, let's change it. Well, because
that's a tough one.
The overall, it's 50-50 at it, but as of now, the GOAT of basketball is probably still Jordan, just because they have the same amount of accolades. Brady's got those 7, Jordan's got those 6. So let's change that to Jordan. LeBron is still on his way to try to do that kind of stuff. So let's change the question to, is Tom Brady a greater football player than Jordan was a basketball player? And good point by Bob. Good point by Bob. Ben's retirement is going to be overshadowed by Brady. That's true. That he retired at the wrong time. It's overshadowed.
Well, I can somewhat answer his question. I mean, I always, I hate not saying I hate his question. I'm saying like anytime like a basketball player goes on like First Take or goes on some big sporting station or whatever, and was like, well, winning a NBA playoffs game or series is a lot harder. I'm like, no, it's not. When you play football, there are many moving parts. As a quarterback, you're accountable for just about every single moving part on that team. So I hate that first off when basketball players make that. And I have no problem with basketball. Shout out all basketball players, but I'm just saying, you can't say basketball is harder than football. There's too many moving pieces. You have to, and in the playoffs, guess what? You don't got a 7-game series. You got one chance.
That's true. Yeah.
Flip up, and you going home, baby. You're going home most of the time. But what was his question? So I can kind of do my best to answer it. That's a tough one. Might get some death threats off that one.
Basically, is Tom Brady a better, or more of a GOAT than Jordan is? Update to Carolina, NC State. Carolina up 59-31 with 18 seconds left in the second half. Go Heels.
Man, I don't think I can put either one of them over each other. I mean, they both played at the highest level in their later years. I mean, they really didn't have that many hiccups. Now, I will say Jordan might be a better basketball player, or maybe a better player success-wise as an athlete. Because guess what? Jordan never lost on that main stage.
On the main stage. But Bob's also asking you where you want to go to dinner tonight. He said, hey, Donnie, do you want to go to dinner tonight? 6:30, you pick where.
Who's Bob the better?
I don't know. And then Ron Burgundy says,
Give me a hint.
I don't know. Well, I'm thinking Scotty Boy, but I could be very wrong.
I think I know. Just tell me, hey guys, give me a hint of who you are. Just do an emoji and have Anthony read it out. Do something. I think I know who it is.
I want to know who both of them are because Bob the Builder and Ron Burgundy are both going back and forth. It could be the same person. Who knows? But I'm
If I'm
very
a betting man,
curious.
I know who it is.
Yeah, at least one of them. I'm curious who the two are. Give us a
did that make
guess.
sense?
With a wheelchair. Who in the world?
That's Noah Bullard. Shout out Noah Bullard.
Anybody? Huh?
Shout out Noah Bullard.
No, that who that is?
Shout out Noah Bullard, man. And I think the other one's gonna be Mr. Caleb Krings. Shout out to Caleb Krings, man.
I was way off.
Elon football.
Okay. I was thinking.
Now they gotta tell me if it's them. They gotta tell me if it's them. It ain't fair.
There's a Mike Honcho in the. Do you know Mike Honcho?
I don't know that one. But I know Noah's a real big Will Ferrell guy. So it took me a little bit. I was like, I think that's Noah, two-term bully. Yeah. So, but not did me answering that question kind of make sense? I mean, my brain's all over the place now.
I'm trying to, Mike. Is that a dirty name or something? Mike Honcho. I don't know. I can't say it in my head, but he's got black Santa Claus emojis. Earlier, he said something about LeBron's black and he's been through a lot or something. Bodybuilder, it says Shucky Ducky Quack Quack, that got us. Ron Burgundy says Donnie is Batman. Ron Burgundy said you detective mofo. So I guess you got it right. But yeah, that's funny. That's good. I like that.
Shout out y'all I appreciate y'all tuning in too, man. I really appreciate
for sure.
Me and Anthony appreciate the love and support, man.
For sure.
They've watched every single live, man. They sent me a screenshot of every single live.
Nice.
They've been watching, so shout out to y'all, man. We really do appreciate it, man. We're still trying to grow, and I don't know who else. That's gonna be tricky. I wonder if it's the extra. I don't know if it's a Chris Krings or Cal Two Bless Gotcha. I don't know. I don't know if Cal's a YouTube profile.
The one time he was in, he used his real name, but yeah, who knows?
Oh, you're right.
That's funny.
But not so. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I said love the podcast genuinely, so we appreciate that, man. We really do. But yeah, to go back to the original.
That was fun.
The original content here. Who wins? Tell us your vote. Anyone who joins late or whatnot, you even call in whatnot. We'll go maybe another 5 to 10 minutes here, and we'll let y'all be. But so far it's 3-3 Bengals and Chiefs. We don't know quite yet, but it's a resounding 5-1 with the Rams and San Francisco 49ers for who's going to be in the Super Bowl. So we appreciate everybody. Yeah, the person who called in, we always get at least one caller in Austin Hill House. Actually, I seen his name. Well, as soon as he called, I got a call ID on our system that we use, and I seen his name, but I didn't want to call him out before I answered. So that made me happy when I seen his name.
Yeah, appreciate that, Austin, man. It's good to hear from you, man. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Yeah.
He's like me. He takes a jab at himself. I always take a jab at myself. Too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't take one shot at myself.
For real. So, but yeah, man. This weekend, no matter what, it'll be fun.
It's been a great year for playoffs. Every game's been super close.
Every game. So, if we can
the tell the tape is, I mean, what's going to happen in that? I don't know. I don't want to choose one game over the other, but I just want to see if someone has a problem for Cooper, who can solve the Cooper Kupp problem, because seems to always find a way to get open, even when he's accounted for. I think so.
Yeah,
I'm curious if someone can make that adjustment, because he's actually the reason why they beat, the Bucks. He somehow got open. I don't know. Somehow he's not accounted for. This man's a Triple Crown winner. No one. And Odell Beckham Jr. is playing well. What? Someone say something?
Yeah. No, I was saying he's a Triple Crown winner, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what you're saying. But update on Tar Heels, if anybody's a Tar Heel fan out there, 67-37. Carolina up by 30. 15 minutes left. They just stole the ball coming down for the 3, step back. Bang! We need to do a play-by-play.
Yeah,
They
I
are
think we'd be pretty good at the play-by-play there.
they are hype. I have a sister to go to Carolina, and she went to the Virginia Tech game, and she sat in the student section. I don't think I told you that, Donnie. She a
Wow.
friend of hers won
Shout out to
tickets.
Kenny.
Yeah, she sat in the student section. She had a blast. So I've been there. Yep. Ron in the chat said UNC is up 70 to 37. Matt Stafford over under 1 interception from Bob, and Jimmy G over under 2 interceptions. So is he going to throw?
Jimmy might throw 3.
Take that as hot. What about Stafford? More or less
Stafford,
than one interception?
I only see him throwing 1 or less. I don't. He may not even throw 1. I mean, they might be super. They might try to get the ball really, really fast. That pass rush is coming.
Depending on their they're going to depend on their defense a lot more. You think today?
I think, yeah, the Rams might have to depend on that star set of defense of theirs, man. I mean, well, because the 49ers are going to get the ball out fast. They're going to do a lot of running. But at the same time, both of these guys want to get the ball out fast. Aaron Donald's coming, no matter whether you like it or not. You can put 3 guys on him. He's going to throw 2, and he's going to beat 1.
I think they're surprised that you said
So,
three interceptions for Jimmy Jizzle.
Yeah, they're going to piss him off, man. I mean, you got Jalen Ramsey traveling their best. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's he's a headache for a lot of people. And then Eric Weddle, surprisingly, I mean, has been filling that role at safety pretty well, fellas. That's why I say, I mean, as a secondary, man, I mean, they look pretty good. And Jimmy G, and honestly, and maybe, 2 of those 3 might not even be on Jimmy. They might just be deflected, or they might be dropped up in the air. But I got 3, man. I know.
Mahomes and Burrow combined over under 5 touchdowns. They going to throw more than 5 touchdowns combined or under?
They're going to throw more than 5, man. Combined, oh, yeah, there's going to be more than that. These guys are going to air it out.
Yeah.
It's just about who gets to stop first.
Yeah, watch it be the opposite. Watch it be some big the biggest defensive game of all time. That's usually
I know,
how it
right?
goes.
That's how. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. But if I had to go based off what I've seen, I mean, we might be seeing a 50, 40 something game. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Whoever gets to stop first. That's what I say.
And no matter what, yeah, Jimmy Jizzle, he's going to jizzle when he dials. He calls old girl
Win or
back.
lose, win or lose, he's gonna get smacked.
Yeah, win or lose, he's gonna win after the game. He's calling up old Kiramia and he says, "Let's get it on." Yeah, so.
Hey, he's got it going on, man. Must be nice. Must be nice to be Jimmy G, man. He could probably get any girl in this world he wants. Probably pay for everything too. They probably pay for everything. I got dinner. You just sit there.
Oh man! Either way, he's gonna get stole. So,
Hey, Noah and Caleb be fine. I think if I remember correctly, the origin of that emoji, the wheelchair emoji, came off of the Fortnite days. That Fortnite started getting real hot, and Tilted Towers is there. And I think Noah gets a lot of credit because Noah was a monster at the game. I mean, he'd be like, "Come on, guys, I'm carrying y'all my bag." he's like, I'm gonna start having Josh, push me in a wheelchair around here.
That's funny.
Shout out to Noah, Caleb, Creams, and whoever the other name is. I don't know what the other one is as far as the username that someone else is using.
It's got to be somebody the Mike Concho is going off in the chat as well. So, but yeah, that's it, man. Either way, we're going. I think coming to 2 or 3. Let's see, the AFC Championship, and then they get Sunday off. So in 2 weeks, which is the Super Bowl, February.
They get 2 weeks to game plan and prepare.
Yeah, February 13th is the Super Bowl. February 12th, I think me and Donnie will be together. We'll be working on a project together. Also watching a UFC fight, Israel Adesanya, the middleweight championship of the world.
Let's go, Izzy.
Against Robert Whitaker, the rematch, number 2. See if Izzy can get it done again. And my balls was hot, Derek Lewis. He's taking on a young man. It'd be a great fight. It's a great card. So
He's
yeah.
thinking out a young man.
Tua, right? Is that how you say Tua?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty Tuivasa. Yep, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a good one. I mean, whoever gets hit first. I mean, I don't know. Derek hasn't really been knocked out yet. Honestly, I mean, he's been TKO, but I
Yeah.
mean, someone getting thrown a rump by one punch. I don't know who's gonna win that one. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. So
Hopefully, Derek. But I like
Yeah.
Ty Tuivasa too. But most importantly, let's go do this thing, Gizzy. Let's go retain again.
Yeah.
Let's go retain again, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But yeah, we're working on the day before Super Bowl. Me and Donnie are working on a Super Bowl 50 review. I know, yes, we're still salty, so we're still
Never
not
gonna stop
over
until
it.
we win one.
Yeah. we're yeah.
Going to school the next day, getting tortured, man, by teachers, students, kids. I don't even know.
Hey.
I don't know you.
Mac
I
Williams
was
middle across the street talking junk to you. Shut up.
You had that little kid, get shit on.
Oh, we got another one. Hey, now we're starting to head into the UFC. So do you think John Jones is the UFC GOAT? I think yes, asterisk. Let me explain the asterisk. The roids, the coke, the sex. All the sex he had with women that he didn't want to have, but he had to. That's from a movie. If you can name it, you're the man. Yeah, it's. I think even without all that trouble and cocaine and all that stuff he did, whatever roids, I still think that's pretty good.
For me, it's
Uh,
John, and then closely behind him is GSP. I think.
same. George Rush.
Yeah, but John's
same.
at number one. So.
Um. Yeah. Khabib or John
Yeah,
Jones? John Jones.
John Jones for
Yeah,
sure.
because
How many
yes,
title defenses he's had?
I think Ron's picking up on the movie I'm talking about. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's I'm impressed. Yeah, because John Jones eh, he had a more skill set, more better skill set
And
than
title defenses, man. I
Khabib.
mean, good God.
Yeah, and he fought in the title defenses and um the competition itself. Yes, Khabib was 29-0 or whatever it was. Um, but he didn't start really. I think I would have to say 3 or 4 guys who were elite that he fought. But John Jones just had at the young age of 22, 23, dominating. But it's also a different weight class. It's hard to compare. But yeah, I'd have to say John
Gotta give me
Jones.
style. Gotta give me grace.
Does it beat Francis? Yes, because
Yeah,
he's so smart.
his distance control with Francis. I mean, he's gonna know how to get in and out of those
Even
wild exchanges.
Derek Lewis beat Francis. So
And Derek Lewis isn't the most technically sound UFC
yeah,
fighter out there, but he finds a way to get it done
yeah.
because he's got. He says he's even got to go take his shit at his point.
Khabib Eagle Fight Club could have taken over UFC. No, because it's like AEW taking over WWE. It's like New Japan Pro taking over WWE. Just too strong. They have the talent. They have the names. They have the professionalism. There's a difference coming from a guy who works in TV. There is a difference in just how like day-to-day operations in TV works. I could go on for hours, but the TV world, man, the UFC is so professional, and believe it or not, a lot of people look at like the talent in WWE and why they take over and Vince, having The Rock, and he could call The Rock in Austin at any time, and they can come in and get the
Just promote
views.
the heck out of it, man. Yeah.
But not to get into wrestling, but Sting even said when he came to WWE for that little stint he had, they said what's the difference between WCW when you were there and all these other places in WWE? And he said the professionalism, the way everything was set up and everything was scheduled, and the TV tapings were just professional and that set up well, and that takes a. I agree with that, and I think UFC has done. Dana White and the boys,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you think of them, they have done a great job. I think I missed some things they were saying. He said he thinks they could, but yeah, we'll see. What do you guys think about an all Vietnam Valley tournament? Cena stomps on Francis. Yep, because he can't see him. Taker with Tombstone John Jones to a table.
My God,
for sure.
Undertaker has a way better jab. Undertaker's got a well professionalized jab than John Jones.
He is the he is the best pure striker in WWE history, and John Jones couldn't go up in there and do nothing. Right? What you talking about? Grab his can twist it. The old dick twist. That works in any sport.
Michael Cole's always like the best pure striker.
Yeah, for real.
He's not like he's doing fucking kickboxing. Excuse my language, but I'm just saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, wrestling is real. Yeah, I mean, he's not head kicking somebody.
For real. Taker coming in like this, man, like all the time.
Well, my question is, I mean, number one, could John Jones get out of the tombstone? But secondly, can he stop the old school? I highly doubt both. I mean, let's be realistic with it. He's not stopping either or.
You hear that gong? It's over for Mr. John Jones, dude. Would the Taker theme music be a good walkout song in the UFC?
It would be a great one, and then it's got to transition to some like DMX because DMX has some darker music.
That's true, yeah.
What they really want. It's kind of like DMX that played over. What was the name of that DMX or no? What was the name of that song that DMX played over? Like the cussing. It was like it was on YouTube.
Oh, it was it was Reading Rainbow. It was Reading Rainbow was a kid show when I was little. I don't know if it was around when you were little, but when I it was the 90s, my era. And it's like got DMX doing his what you really want, so Reading Rainbow. Donnie used to think that was the funniest thing in the world. At a young age of 6, when I was letting him listen to all this stuff, man, people would destroy me.
Teletubbies cussing, yeah.
all the
doing the lean with it, rock with it, start cussing, yeah.
Yeah, Easy I let you listen to when you were riding in the car with me at 8 years old. Your mom
man, they're laughing.
Mom would have killed me. We've been through a lot, sir. You and I. That's why we started this podcast, to show the world the love we have for each other. For the Panthers, we are the DNA show. And let's see here. One more time, I'll show you everyone's final votes. We're tied up, Bengals and Chiefs, 3-3. So we don't know who's going to go from there. I'd like to see the Bengals, but the Chiefs got the experience. 5-1, Rams over San Francisco. So by you guys, we could either see a Chiefs Rams Super Bowl or we could see Bengals Rams Super Bowl. Who freaking knows? I don't know. That's why I wanted you guys to call in to tell us. But somebody said I could kind of sing. Yeah. I just had a whole
I'm still laughing about that. Can you imagine someone playing that DMX in I didn't forgot the damn name of the song. Give his name he was singing over. Can you imagine someone walking? Being tied up by someone walking out of that shit. You think it's a fucking game? What?
I can go anywhere.
That's so funny to me, man. Man.
I have been told that I am the songbird of my generation. So
it's a great quote, man.
I just got a text. I got a text from someone. Oh, hold on. It had votes in it. So you can even text me if you got my number. Chiefs and Rams. Chiefs win the Super Bowl. So it would be Chiefs. If everyone's tallied together, it'd be Chiefs and Rams. That's what we could see. But I closed up the old phone line there. So I like this show, man. It went into a whole bunch of different things. We had a lot of fun with this, man.
Yeah, I enjoy it, man. If y'all ever want to, go off on a tangent, man. I mean, I'm always down to talk about taking shits with the doors open, even ordering chocolate fucking milk at the Waffle House. I mean, I'm all for it, man. I mean, anything in those realms. I mean, just let us know. Music, Video games. Anyway, yeah, but I could, man, my fault
Porn,
about
huh?
I couldn't stop. I mean, you already touched on Kira me. I mean, why not throw little Monets on?
All right, next week, this is in. We're gonna have our top 10 adult film stars of all time, and if you're not down with that, have 2 select words for Yuri's.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Mixture between Fergie and Jesus. I've been told. I've been told. Um, you're not the first one. If I had a
Oh
dime,
man.
I'd have 10
Oh,
cent. 10 cent total.
oh man.
The smallest coin that there is. I'd have one of those. So, anywho, American. Hey man, it's always a pleasure, and we will do that in the future. Me and Donnie have talked about it. We will have like off topic shows, nothing to do with football. We talk
Yeah.
about all that stuff, including the last one that I mentioned. No.
Feel free.
Uh, so yeah, we will have something. Hey, but seriously, Donnie, where are you trying to go for dinner tonight?
Shoot me a text. Let me know. My fault. I got my do not disturb on, so I can't do any Benny Hinn and McDonald's. You know, can't do. Just like I'll shoot y'all fellas a text, and we will get up on that. But after this, I'm balling on the budget till I get paid. Said hike.
What are they?
Nah, yeah. Just yo, text me.
I like it, sir. So, hey, all jokes aside, it's going to be a good day of playoffs tomorrow. And no matter who wins, we're going to have ourselves a great Super Bowl, maybe even a good Pro Bowl. Luke Kuechly is a coach, so we'll see what happens there. Could that bring him to Carolina? He said, "Hey, I like this coaching thing. Let me go see what Carolina's all about. Fix that disaster." So,
Just like the heavyweight disasters, you know.
yeah, and we've been here since the beginning. Okay, you know. And what is your thoughts on those 2 heavyweight fighters?
I mean, well, number one, Mioci's the piece of shit. I mean, I can't with that shit. I can't. I'll start laughing. The whole DMX thing set me off, man. Just I can't keep it together. I just can't. All right, but yeah, man. So, but you know, on a very serious note, we thank you, Noah,
Yeah.
and whoever else is in the chat. We genuinely appreciate it. Austin, I appreciate the call, and everyone who continuously, you know, shows love and they support us, man. I really appreciate it. It really does. It's a really good thing to have to keep your mind off things and to just have fun with the guys. I mean, you know, this is a, you know, it's almost. I mean, for me, it's one of, you know, I don't know. It's just a hobby for me now. I mean, I look forward to going live. I look forward to having these topics because I love talking football, other things like Cherokee the ass. No, seriously though. Just, you know, talking about ball and especially Panthers football. But yeah, all this stuff, man. Thank you for all the love and support, guys, and for whoever shares our content. We thank you for that too. And just thank you to everybody. Shout out to God too. Most important.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for watching. Always try to share when you can. Like, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your aunts, cousins, anyone. the McDonald's worker at McDonald's. Hey, follow us on right here on Facebook and YouTube, the Donnie and Anthony Show, DNA Show, because Black and Blue is in our DNA. Instagram and Twitter at Don Ant Show, DONANT Show. Follow us on all social media platforms. Hey, the best news I heard all day, just in the
Shout out
chat.
to Anthony Fan for putting all this all together.
Hey, you're the brains behind it as well. So, but hey, best news I heard all day in the chat here. Free hot dogs for Anthony and Donnie for life. Yes. No drinks though. No drinks. Can't do it. No drinks. So I think they're inviting you to play Warzone, sir. So you get on there and you show them what's what. Hey, at the end of the day, man, Black and Blue is in our DNA. We're the DNA Show, Donnie Anthony Show. My friend, my brother in Christ, Donnie Bright, sir. Keep pounding.